Okay, and we are live streaming.
Okay, good morning and thank you for all in attendance today. I'd like to call to order the March 29th, 2021 meeting of the County of Perth Land Division Committee. I would like to make a note that what will be shown on the screen for those viewing at home is our remote meeting platform, whereby whoever is speaking will be shown predominantly, with smaller images of the members and staff attending along the edge of the screen. The agenda for the meeting hearing has been posted online at perthcounty.ca. If you want to follow along, please feel free to access it now. I will remind all committee members, staff, and any other participating in the meeting to please mute your microphones when not in use to reduce the feedback. As this meeting is being held remotely, there are some procedural changes regarding how the committee will vote. The Secretary Treasurer will call each of the members' names and each member will respond if they are in favor or opposed to the motion, and I will announce the result of the vote following that. Before we proceed, I'd like to ask the Secretary Treasurer to confirm the attendance of committee members by roll call.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Committee members, I will be reading your names out loud. When you hear your name, please unmute yourself and respond present. Councillor Agats?
Present.
Councillor McKenzie?
Present.
Councillor Duncan?
Present.
Councillor Wilhelm?
Present.
And Warden Aitchison?
Present.
Okay, that is a summary of our roll call, and Chair, we do have quorum.
Okay, thank you, David. So we will definitely call this meeting to order, and the first item on the agenda is the confirmation of the agenda. I would entertain a mover and seconder to confirm that agenda as it was circulated. Councillor Agats and Councillor Duncan. David, I'll let you record the vote.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Agats, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Duncan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Wilhelm, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Warden Aitchison, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, so that is carried unanimously. First item up then is a disclosure. If anybody has a pecuniary interest with anything on the agenda, you can note it now, or if we see we're getting into hot water as we go along, you can declare it at that time too. Next item then is the adoption of the February 22nd Land Division Committee minutes. Do we have a mover and seconder to adopt those minutes? Councillor Wilhelm?
I'll second that, Walter.
Okay, and Warden Aitchison. All right, David, I'll let you take the vote.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Councillor Agats, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Duncan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Wilhelm, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Warden Aitchison, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, that's carried as well. So we do not have any applications that we are going to specifically discuss or deal with. So that brings us down to the reports. And the first item is new, pending, in process, final approved, withdrawn, and delegated authority approved applications. So David, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So for the committee's information, the following report is an update from our last meeting on February 22nd. I'll just note that under the first category of new, there is a slight typo where the number 1 was repeated twice, but we do have 5 applications, new applications that have been received since the last reporting on February 22nd. We have 1 application that falls under the pending category. There are 10 applications which are currently in process. So those are applications which have been deemed complete and circulated, but for which no decision has been made. Since our last report in February, there has been 1 application that has been final approved. So an application for which certificate of official has been issued and all conditions completed. We also have 1 application that was withdrawn since our last reporting. and 3 which have been final approved through delegated approval authority by the manager of planning. So that is the summary of our reporting for this meeting concerning new, pending, in process, final approved, withdrawn, and delegated authority approved applications. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that members of committee might have regarding the contents of the report.
Okay, any questions for David on any of that? Doesn't appear to be. So I guess a motion would be in order to accept that report, right? So we need a mover and seconder for that. Councillor Agats and Councillor Duncan, thank you. David, I'll let you do the vote.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Agats, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Duncan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Wilhelm, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Warden Aitchison, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, that is carried. Thank you. Anything under correspondence, David?
Through the chair, we have no correspondence to report on at this time.
All right, and so I guess an update on appeals, item number 8, and the first one is Wilson and then Silverstream. So you can basically just go from one right to the other.
Through the chair, I don't have any updates on either appeal at this point. The manager of planning is with us today as well, and I'd be happy to let Sally chime in here if there's any other reporting over and above what was mentioned at our last meeting on either of these. So I'll hand it over to Sally if she has anything to add. So.
Thanks. Thank you. And through the chair to the committee, we're waiting on some correspondence about the Wilson appeal. It's related to the official plan appeal, and the consent will have lapsed. And so within this month, it will lapse. So the official plan decision is critical to anything happening with the consent. And so since we have no decision on that from LPAT, nothing has changed in the status of that appeal. And on the Sylvestrin one, the property has changed ownership, and the new owner has requested that the consent be withdrawn. And so the appeal essentially sort of dies. And we are also awaiting, we have received that notice to LPAT, and we're just waiting for LPAT to follow up with correspondence to let us know that they have in fact closed that file as well.
Okay, any questions for Sally? Just as a side note, I guess with the Silverstream one, it kind of ties in with the Anderson Avco development that was going on there, and they did have a LPAT hearing here. I'm going to say less than a month ago, I think, anyways, but there's been no word come back yet that I'm aware of. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
on the neighboring property or on the property
yes,
across the street.
yes, yeah. yes. Okay, so we need a motion to accept that update. I take it. Somebody want to move that?
Through the chair, sorry.
We don't?
Yeah, we don't need a motion for these.
Okay.
These are just,
all right.
Yeah, verbal updates.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to bear with me. For some reason or another, I have my agenda on my iPad and it keeps kicking in and out, and I have to keep rebooting it every once in a while. Next item then is other business. Is there anything?
Through the chair, no other business at the present time to report.
Okay. And I don't believe there's any closed session this morning.
But that's correct, Chair. Yeah.
Okay. So then that brings us down to item number 11, and that is the date of our next meeting, which is April the 26th, again at 9:30 in the morning. And those dates were all preset earlier in the year. So we don't need a motion on that one either, I don't believe. It's, and I've gone dead again. Anyways.
That's correct. That's correct,
yeah,
through the chair. Yes.
Thank you. And so I've gone blank on my iPad again, but I assume the last one is a motion to adjourn. Moved by Counselor Wilhelm, thank you, and Counselor Agates. And David, I'll let you take the vote.
Through the chair, Counselor Agates, how do you vote?
Yes.
Counselor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes,
Counselor Duncan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Counselor Wilhelm, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Warden Aitchison, how do you vote?
Yes.
okay, that is carried as well, so I guess we are adjourned. Well, thank you very much.
Perfect. Thanks.
Great. Everybody have a great day.